In China, Tzu Chi volunteers help encourage a lonely boy who felt depressed and abandoned by his family. And we remember the October 13th movement that encouraged peace and love after the 9/11 attacks 15 years ago. Hello, welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Duncan DeAeth. Thank you for joining us. 16-year-old boy Deng Jiarong lives in a nursing home with his grandparents in Humen, Guangdong Province, China. Tzu Chi volunteers heard that he always slouched and kept to himself. He didn't like talking to others since he felt abandoned by his parents. Tzu Chi volunteers helped him to open up. Let's hear the story.
In this nursing home lives a 16-year-old boy. His blank stares attract the volunteers' attention. Deng Jiarong has been living there with his grandparents, and he hates his parents.
I kept telling him to forgive his father. If his grandfather can forgive him, he too can forgive him.
Jiarong's father suffers from tuberculosis, and his mother suffers from a mental illness. So the family hopes he can get an education to change his life around. To encourage Jiarong to continue studying, Tzu Chi volunteers come often to help him study, and also took him to sign up his desire for high school on the internet. The volunteers tell him real stories and help you find his goal in life.
Bless yourself and also other people. Also, you should accept others' blessing.
Love can melt a close, cold heart. Jiarong learns the meaning of counting one's blessing when he goes to see care recipients. He also gets the love he's been yearning for through Tzu Chi. In this tea serving ceremony, he serves tea to his grandparents and his parents.
Recently, in China, in preparation for the upcoming winter distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shenzhen, Guangdong gathered at 3 recycling centers over the National Day weekend to make more than 3,500 scarves as gifts for sanitation workers for the winter.
In preparation for the upcoming winter distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers are making 3,500 scarves that will be given to sanitation workers as gifts. Over the Chinese National Day long weekend, volunteers gathered at Buji Recycling Station in Shenzhen to prepare these gifts.
No matter the weather, rain or shine, these sanitation workers work to preserve the environment and provide us citizens with a cleaner and better environment.
Giving unwanted items a new lease on life, volunteers used leftover material from a fabric factory and turned them into warm and beautiful scarves.
We hope when it's cold, they'll remember to wear these scarves. At least it can keep them warm and it doesn't interfere with their work. We designed the length of the scarf specifically so that it won't be too long.
Volunteers with sewing experience were called to teach others how to make scarves.
I fix it here. Once it's fixed here, it'll be much easier to sew. Once you have the machine going, it'll be very fast.
It's a taste of your patience. You need to be very patient when you are trimming the sides.
Under the skillful hands of these volunteers, these unwanted fabrics have been turned into beautiful gifts.
Seniors are the treasures of any country. In Hualien, 2 events with the elderly were held recently. An outing with seniors from Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital's Geriatric Daycare Center, where seniors got to relive the joy of a field trip with their children. Also, in Fenglin's Darong Second Village, Tzu Chi volunteers helped make Hakka mochi with the seniors in the area before the Double Ninth Festival. Let's take a look.
Here in Hualien, the seniors from Fenglin's Darong Second Village always enjoys their weekly luncheon with the Tzu Chi volunteers. Creating memories to last, seniors from the Geriatric Psychiatric Daycare Center stepped outside to get a breath of fresh air under the guidance of the medical staff at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital.
We want the seniors to enjoy a family outing, for them to remember what it was like taking a stroll while holding hands with their children. It's really the best. With the accompaniment of the doctors and nurses, we'll feel very at ease.
With the rise of an aging society in Taiwan, besides honoring the elderly during the Double Ninth Festival, society should put more consideration into respecting the elderly every day, as well as taking care of their health in the days ahead.
After the TIMA Indonesia chapter held a clinic in Kramat, central Jakarta earlier in August, they recently returned to the area again to give local seniors a follow-up check. At this event, TIMA doctors not only offered personal medical consultation to the seniors, but also provided them with health education to keep them healthy after they leave.
TIMA's Indonesia chapter headed to Kramat, central Jakarta again to give local seniors medical consultation after they held a clinic in this area earlier in August.
They have to take medicine regularly, pay close attention to their diets, continue to exercise and avoid stress. They must remember to do routine health checks.
On this day, TIMA mobilized 16 medical staff and nearly 30 volunteers, serving a total of 65 seniors. Apart from offering personal medical consultation to these seniors, TIMA doctors also provided them with health education.
The doctor suggested that I exercise more. I enjoy taking a walk, though I don't do it every day. I can feel the benefits of walking.
Her health condition will improve if she takes medicine.
TIMA members safeguard the seniors' health not only by offering them quality medical services, but as well giving them love and care.
Both household and industrial waste are incinerated to create incinerator slag and fly ash. Now, there is a problem of what to do with leftover material generated by incinerators. In 2002, Taiwan enacted a reprocessing strategy for incinerator slag, though the government did not mandate its use. With the encouragement of the central government, beginning this year, the Kaohsiung city government and the Taoyuan county government have classified the reprocessed slag products as one of the necessary materials for public works. Other counties and cities in Taiwan are planning to follow course. Our report will further investigate this issue.
This employee remotely operates this giant claw which puts rubbish into the incinerator. Kaohsiung City produces 3,800 tons of garbage each day, of which 20% cannot be incinerated. This means 600 tons of incinerator slag and fly ash are left each day. Last year, Kaohsiung City produced 1.4 million tons of waste, with households and businesses accounting for about half of the waste, respectively. The cost of handling each ton of waste is more than $72, which is around $104 million for processing all of the waste. Burning garbage is like burning money, but unfortunately, there are still some residuals that can't be burned.
Incinerators require money to operate, and the slag costs money to be put into a landfill. So in real terms, it is quite expensive.
Kaohsiung annually creates 250 tons of slag. If sent to the landfill, each ton costs $88, which then leads to a total of an additional expenditure of $22 million each year. With garbage fees being a bottomless pit, local governments face funding constraints. In recent years, even landfill space has been hard to find. Therefore, in February this year, Kaohsiung City has designated reprocessed slag products to officially be classified as materials for public works. Local governments had originally needed to purchase backfill materials, but the decision to use reprocessed incinerator slag means they won't need to spend any money for this material.
If reprocessed slag resources are used within their municipality on construction projects, the central government can consider increasing subsidies to encourage more countries and cities to use this on their projects.
Encouragement by the central government is pushing county and city governments to address the problem of slag disposal and consider its use in public works in their own municipal jurisdictions. This is Pingdong County's Zhouru Township. At this intersection, we see that the road behind me and the one on my right both use reprocessed slag and asphalt to pave the road. Using slag to pave roads may look like other roads at first glance, but closer inspection reveals subtle differences.
This road surface is made with reprocessed slag product, and if you take a close look, you can see fine pieces in here, such as brick particles and scraps of iron.
都通通可以来看得到。要泼下去的话，那这
When you pour water on this asphalt, one sees it is able to easily pass through down to the soil level below.
这样透水性的一个功效。
Slag is quite porous and it still maintains quite a bit of strength.
Incinerator slag is unlike ordinary furnace slag, which is susceptible to expansion. The swelling rate of incinerator slag product is very low.
With a low expansion rate, incinerator slag can be used for roads at a thickness of 45 centimeters, and then 15 centimeters of asphalt is added. This is what many refer to when they say an incinerator slag road. At present, there are 10 such roads in Taiwan. The program is still in the pilot stage and has yet to be popularized. Here is Taoyuan's Guanyin Taiwan Provincial Highway 61 behind me. 120 meters of road have been paved with slag products. A special measuring instrument has been installed on the side of this road to see if heavy metals in this roadbed pollute the environment.
For 2 consecutive years, we have carried out relevant groundwater sampling and have found that reprocessed slag hasn't caused any pollution of the groundwater in this area.
Reprocessed slag used for road backfill after being dug up like this shows that the concentration of heavy metals still complies with standards.
Here we see zinc content is 2,900, which exceeds our soil control standard, which is about 2,000.
Slag products in public works projects is a crisis, as the heavy metal content is still very high, as these small particles are used in public works projects.
In advanced countries, regulations governing reprocessed slag include allowing this material to ripen for 3 to 6 months to allow the material inside to interact with carbon dioxide and water to prevent heavy metals from dissolving. However, Taiwan doesn't have such regulations.
Not allowing this slag to mature and immediately using it on construction projects leads some to say it's quite smelly.
Reprocessing slag and turning it into a resource product leads some scholars to question if it's really safe to use and what would be the impact upon the environment.
In 2001, after the 9/11 attacks in New York City, Master Zheng Yan encouraged people to come together by spreading love across the globe. On October 13th, a campaign was launched that asked every individual to do a single good deed every day as a way to increase love and peace in society. Today, the date of October 13th, or 1013, is not just a number. It is a symbol of hope and love that marks the beginning of the movement. And now, in 2016, we remember the campaign that began 15 years ago. In 2001, after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the world was a very unstable place, full of religious and national conflicts. In that year, Master Zheng Yan sought to help plant the seeds of peace by inviting each person to do good deeds.
开始来运动，不是干那咱自己人来做，咱来呼吁整个社会，呼吁无同的宗教，伫无同的角落，咱大家人一起来。
On October 13th, a force of good in the world began a new movement in Hualien, the birthplace of Tzu Chi, led by Dharma Master Yin Xun.
大家多多把这个慈悲心啊。
The campaign, started on October 13th, wasn't just about doing good deeds for one day. It is really a commitment to do good deeds from now until far into the future.
We are working today to encourage all good action in the world as a means to overcome evil.
We should all pray a little more and forgive a little more. We will pray for peace across the world.
At At 9:11 p.m. Taiwan time, these participants rang the peace bell to signal the end of their day, while those in New Jersey picked up the baton to express their condolences and spiritual support for the victims of the September 11th terrorist attacks and to pray for peace.
It's such a great loss. We don't want them to die, but it happened. But with this, we can come up, stand up a stronger person.
Starting in Taiwan, just as the wind that carries these balloons, the spirit of love and goodness, just like the song Love Heals the World, will continue to spread to all corners of the world. Across Taiwan, from the north to the south, Tzu Chi volunteers go door to door, raising funds for charity to help those in need as part of the campaign.
The One Person, One Good Deed campaign has a nice ring to it. That is what we are starting here today. With this movement, we invite friends all over the country to come and do good for others.
In 2005, Hurricane Katrina struck in the U.S., and it was one of the most serious disasters of the past century. Whenever disaster strikes, Tzu Chi volunteers are there to help spread love and care where it is needed. There will always be a struggle between good and evil. The spirit of One Person, One Good Deed campaign is to show the world again and again the power of mutual assistance and love.
I love you, I miss you, Tzu Chi.
Since the movement's beginning, the trajectory and dedication of the movement remain the same, to spread love to all corners of the world. Tzu Chi volunteers in Yilan, Taiwan recently held a stem cell donation drive at an Yilan cake company at a scenic spot in Yilan County. Many people joined, each with their own desire to help save lives. Let's see how the event turned out.
Blood test for stem cells drive is being held at the Yilan Cake Company. There are volunteers holding plaques at the entrance to promote the event. The company's owner is happy about providing the venue for it.
Doing good deeds is more important than making money. Besides, I'm the master's disciple, so I know donating bone marrow is a very meaningful deed.
The tourists came to donate by chance, but some people, like Lin Yaping, came to give her blood sample because her sister was saved by Tzu Chi's marrow bank.
I'm grateful for everyone's selfless giving, so I came as a way to pay back.
Some people came from Taipei because they too want to save a life.
This is a very meaningful event, so I came back from Keelung to attend this event and also to volunteer.
I felt it was something I had to do, and now I've done it. So I'm happy to have finished one thing.
The venue also has a Q&A area to help children learn correct medical knowledge at young age.
Fifth grader Wu Xintzi lives in Nanto's Mingjian with her family. Her grandmother is deaf and mute. Her mother is heavily medicated due to mental illness, and her little brother suffers from a hyperactivity disorder. The family gets by relying on the father's two jobs. Xintzi is quite mature for her age. She knows helping around the house and taking care of her younger brother is the best way to alleviate her dad's burden. She has been selected as Tzu Chi's New Shoot Scholarship recipient this year.
Barely in the fifth grade herself, Wu Xintzi is tutoring her younger brother who is in special education. His frustration at this task has made him cry. Taking her brother under her wing, Xintzi is the only person in her family that has time to take care of her younger brother. Xin-Tzu's grandmother is mute, her mother suffers from mental illness, and her little brother is hyperactive. The family gets by with her father holding down 2 jobs at once, and the meager recycling money the family brings in.
I hope my dad can work less because sometimes he works both day and night.
Xin-Tzu knows she can help by getting good grades in school, as well as taking care of her younger brother and the household chores. Though living in such desolate conditions, the family is quite close. Xin-Tzu's father, however, feels a bit guilty about his affections.
I want you to understand why I pay more attention to your brother, but I don't want you to blame me.
Despite her heavy commitment on her family, the young girl also has dreams of her own. Dancing is when Xin-Tzu is the happiest. She dreams of being a choreographer. She wants to grow up quickly so that she has the financial ability to help her family and others less fortunate.
I'm grateful to the Tzu Chi aunts and uncles for their care for our family over the years. In the future, I want to be a selfless giver just like them.
Growing up amidst diversity, Xin-Tzu hasn't lost her smile nor hope, as she believes sunny days are just ahead.
In our next piece, we'll meet a 10-year-old vegetarian living in Indonesia. He participated along with his parents in Tzu Chi's 7th Lunar Month event, choosing not to eat meat for the entire month. After the month ended, Vincent decided to make a vow to remain vegetarian. Now he is encouraging those around him to do the same all year long. Let's meet him and his family. A little after-school snack before dinner is usually a treat for young students, but 10-year-old Vincent Franzidi is cautious about everything he eats.
I want to eat vegetables every meal. We always look inside our food and make sure there's no meat because I really want to eat vegetarian.
Starting in the 7th lunar month this year, this young student made a vow to be a vegetarian for life.
I am very grateful that Vincent has discovered vegetarianism. In the years ahead, I can practice mindfulness by eating vegetarian. I am very happy that my son has brought us these blessings. Now our whole family will be vegetarian.
Vincent sebagai pembawa pelopor buat keluarga kita ini.
With Vincent so dedicated to eating vegetarian, his mother, a Tzu Chi volunteer, is also able to resist the temptation. Thanks to Vincent, now his father and his brother are also eating vegetarian.
I'm happy because I got my family to become vegetarian. It
starts with a single person, and then the message spreads. Vincent may be young, but he is an excellent role model for those in his community, with a positive message teaching others to do their part to keep the earth healthy.
Ayo teman-teman bervegetarian sama-sama biar bisa membuat bumi jadi lebih sehat lagi. Saya juga bisa kok. Kamu bisa nggak?
On October 9th, heavy rain caused a landslide in a neighborhood of Geelong, Taiwan. Tzu Chi volunteers are caring for the evacuated residents and surveying the disaster to see how they can be of help. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.